Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of undeniable genetic memory that people have. I think that's probably where things like ophidiophobia and arachnophobia come from, fear of snakes and spiders, because I think that a lot of that probably comes from there's a memory of you either watching someone die from it or you getting bit and surviving, and it gets through the DNA and it gets to people today.
Yeah.
Because there's certain people that they, for no reason, they'll see a snake and they just fucking freeze. Whereas other people see a snake and it's just like, oh, well, stay the fuck away from that. But it doesn't have that same visceral reaction.
The same fear.
There's things that people know, like to be scared of big teeth and scary things. And that's why kids are scared of monsters, right? It's because we evolved around big cats and things were eating us and wolves.
Yeah, saber-toothed tigers and shit.
Yeah, that's, I think.
Prehistoric animals, man.
I think those memories are in our DNA. So I have a feeling we have no idea what kind of information is stored that passes on from your genes.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I've noticed about my kids is they have very specific talents that I have. Very specific. And also that like some other members of my family have. Like my uncle's an amazing artist. And I'm always like, how much of that is genetic? Like where's that coming from?
Right.
Like where's this a bit? Like my youngest daughter is fucking incredible. Her artwork's amazing. Like I watch her draw and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like she's 12. I'm like, how are you so good? Like she's like, there's something I think that kids get from their parents. And maybe that is what past lives are. And maybe when someone has a seance or some shit and you know, they tell a story about a past life, maybe that's in there somewhere, like deep in that
DNA
file
code, right?
system. Yeah.
It's all, I mean, we could get down the rabbit hole here, but it's, you know, that DNA code.
We don't know.
You don't know what the fuck.
We don't know what's in there. Oh, like it's in with animals, right? Like I got a dog. He's a golden retriever, sweetest dog in the world. But like if that dog sees shit outside, he rolls around in it. Like he knows to roll around. Like I don't know what the fuck kind of instinct that is, but that's like in his system.
Yeah.
It's a very specific thing. You know, if he sees a squirrel, it's on, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'm here to kill squirrels. You know, like it's on.
Squirrels and birds and shit like that. He wants to chase them.
Most for him, it's squirrels. He's the squirrel killer. But
well, that's probably. I mean, that's the rodents, like small rodents and shit, were what wolves were eating back then.
It must be,
or taken down, like.
Because my daughter has a Chihuahua. She has this little tiny Chihuahua Whippet mix. He's the shit. His name is Snoop. He's this tiny little fella, and him and Marshall are like best friends. Like that's a rat, like the size of a rat.
Yeah.
Like how come you want to kill the squirrels, but that little dude is your buddy?
Because he knows.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
well, it's the same thing.
In there.
It's the same thing with like big dogs and babies, right? Mm-hmm. They just are soft around baby. Like they know.
They go slow.
Because think about that when wolves first started coming into little fucking nomad camps, right? Mm-hmm. They were feeding them, and they would keep them safe from the other wolves.
Yes.
It was the first fucking thing they learned was don't touch the fucking kids.
Yep.
Right? Or you get fucking killed.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So they didn't, they were soft and easy with the kids.
Especially like animals with DNA. Floppy ears.
Yeah.
The ones with the floppy ears, they think that wolves, their ears droop to sort of show submissiveness. And that's how wolves, when they transitioned and became dogs over time, they developed like Labrador ears.
Yeah. That's so fucking crazy. The evolution
it's wild.
Of dogs.
They're so close to us in a way because they're the same thing, but they look so different. You know, like you could take like a Great Dane, and if you could figure out the logistics, that could fuck a little poodle,
right?
And then it would make a dog.
Yeah.
Like how is that? How are those the same animals? You know, and when you see
the lab created dogs that they have now, man, are just wild.
But you see someone like Shaquille O'Neal, and then you see like Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Like they could have kids.
Yeah. Like
the size difference, the way they look is so different, but we're a lot like domesticated animals in that way. I guess it makes sense, right? Because humans all came out of Africa and they traveled all over the world. They had to adapt to all these different climates, and that's what caused all the physical changes in people.
Have you read the book Species?
Yes. Yeah.
That fucking book changed my life.
Very, very interesting, right? When you hear the history of us.
It's fucking wild that there were 7 different species.
Mm-hmm. They think there's more now. They think there's more. They keep finding one. They found a new one recently. They found some DNA of a recent human species that is different than any one that they've found before.
And how old did they think that was?
I'm not sure. I don't quite remember. But I know they're in the neighborhood of... There's some of these people that used to be humans that were around when modern humans were around. So like,
well, yeah.
Yeah, so
we're the final product.
Are we though?
I'm not saying. I'm saying like
I know what you're saying.
We killed off all the fucking other ones, right?
Yeah.
Like you were talking last night about how you have Neanderthal in you, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that like, imagine like seeing like an ape and being like, yeah, I'm gonna have sex with that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think people were
fucking crazy.
I think everybody was pretty close back then. I mean, I think when you're dealing with like Neanderthal mating with Homo sapiens, like,
yeah, they didn't look so much different. Right? It wasn't like a gorilla.
Hairy beasts, you know, hairy beasts with fucking
like
deer
coming out of
skins
the
over their
cave.
dick. I mean, it is crazy that we got to where we are today, and that.
It's wild, the evolution of humans.
Yeah.
And now they're turning into like these fucking super nerds that are just
like
they fucking
genderless.
Genderless, fucking
no testosterone.
Soy boy, fucking.
It's weird,
out of control, man. It makes me crazy.
I think that's the future. I mean, I know it's not so good for you guys like you and I, but I think for the future, it seems like that's where this race is heading.